Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Leslie Conklin. We are doing the second half of our watermelon bowl that we started. The outside, just look how gorgeous it turned out. And the bottom, cute little button on like the top of the watermelon, and it dried to perfection. And I added a little bit of white to the inside just so that the paint can grab something and flow. And around the edge, I did the same thing as I did yesterday, which it'll dry lighter, but the dark stripes on the watermelon is this light green, which is Happy Medium Fun by Karen Goodrich, the best pouring paint ever. I love her paints and I'm going to order some more soon. So for the greens of the watermelon, I just used that lime green and I went from light and then this to dark. So I added white to it and I added black. And this is the dark green with the black added for the stripes. And I wanted that on the very top, like the watermelon rind. And the reds that I'm going to use inside, I'm actually just using the red, and I have already poured in this red and then white, and then I took some of the red and added 3 drops of black to it just to make it a little, just a shade darker. So this is going to be the inside, and I'm hoping that the white creates some pretty cells in there. And then once it's completely dry, I'll add the black seeds to it. So I don't want to do, this is too much because it's all going to fall down and puddle, and I don't want too much down in the bottom. So we're going to do lightly first, a ring, and then we're going to see how it falls and go back and put it in spots that we need it. So 1 second ring. Okay, and just some drops, and we're going to see how that falls down. And as it's falling, it's going to pick up that white, and the white's going to come through and make it look like the veins inside the watermelon. So I'm excited about that. I do want it right up to the edge. So I'm going to do that. And then let it fall. Okay, all right, so we're going to see how that falls down and drains into the bottom, and then we're going to move the paint around once it gets down there. So we're going to take a break. All right, so it has settled pretty much. You can see there's still parts of the bowl, but I don't want to put more in there because I don't want it to be too thick on the bottom. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use our finger and touch those white spaces so that the paint slides over. And that also gives some really cool movement to the paint. So all of these little white spaces on the sides, we are just going to dip and cover. Dip and cover. And just make sure that they are well covered. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing next, filling in all of the white spaces with the paint that's here. We don't want to put any more, and I still have some left, but that's okay. And this is going to look really good once it's dry and the seeds are in. So I will be back in just 1 second to show you the full filled in version. All right, we are back. I filled in all of the dry spots. I think that's pretty good. And there's quite a bit that's settled in the bottom, which is good because we're going to put a paper towel in it. And when you do that, when you pull the paper towel up, it's going to have a really cool effect. I want these sides to set up a little bit faster than they are because I don't want a whole lot of it running off and getting lost. So I'm going to use my heat gun. I'm going to do on low, and I'm just going to run it around the edge just a few times, just to try and set it up a little bit more. And I can already see it drying. I don't want any more of it running down. All right. And once I do the bottom with the paper towels, I will probably spend a few minutes still doing the heat gun to try and set it up a little bit quicker. So the paper towel trick, I am just going to sit it in the bottom and lightly pat. And we're going to soak up some. And I'm going to do it one more time. And as you can see, it is already creating cells when you do that. So it's almost like a drag with the paper towel. And that's a good way to get things happening with the paint. Soak it up, and you can drag a little bit as you do. I can still feel there's a lot on the bottom that I want to get up. So I'm going to keep on going until I don't feel a whole lot on the towel. Okay. All right. Now you can move what is left onto the white spots using your finger to also create and helps get the paint moving. Okay, I'm going to put just a drop or two back. Okay, and I'm also going to drop a little bit of white in there. The seeds are going to be black, but I do like a little bit, a few drops of white, because I think I'm going to put some of the seeds on top of the white just to enhance them. Not all of them, just a few. And then once the sides dry, I'll probably put a few on the sides as well. And I also, once everything is dry, the one and only time I use a paintbrush, and I will dip it into some white and just lightly sprinkle white around the whole inside. And that is once everything is completely dry. So there we have it. And I'm now going to take my heat gun and set everything up pretty good, as much as I can. And then once it's dry, we will be adding the seeds. Welcome back. Now we are still with the watermelon bowl. And oh my gosh, cute how that turned out with the outside looking just like a watermelon. So now we're going to do the black seeds, and with all the leftover I had, I kind of poured on a Lazy Susan that I had just sitting around. So I'm going to make a watermelon slice with the leftovers. But here are the black seeds. I'm just taking the black pour paint and I am just going to dot seeds in there. And they don't have to be perfect. Some are smaller, some are bigger. But I do want a lot of them. So this will definitely take a while. So I'm going to let you go. And when you come back, you will see all of the seeds that I have in. And I'm also going to do the sides, which it's going to be a little bit tricky. I might use thicker paint because I don't want it to drip down. So we're going to see what works. But all right, so I will be back. All right, that took a few minutes to do to get all the seeds. I'm just going to put a few more just so you can see the process. I want one more over here. And the sides worked out good because I just used the same pour paint. And as long as you just do it lightly, so just make your seed shape and fill it in. And it doesn't run, it stays right there. So now the final step is to add a little bit of white spray. That's what I call it, what I'm going to be doing. And to do that, I am just going to take a little bit of white, need very little, because I'm going to be putting the brush in it. Load the brush up, and I'm going to test it because I don't know if I want to hit it or if I want to use my fingers and spread it. So I think I'm going to use my fingers because I don't really want lines. All right, let's see. Oh yeah. So then the white is going to just sprinkle in there, and it might be hard to see when you varnish it. It's gonna brighten it up. Let me do the bottom. Okay. All right, so you see how that is spreading a little bit more. Okay, so I think I'm almost at a good stopping point with that. I put a little bit more at the bottom. Okay. All right, so there's the white. All we have left to do is varnish. And there is our watermelon bowl. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.